So what I'll do here is I'll draw a circle. Let's say this is 8 points will be there. So I'll say it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A circle 8 equal parts and number them in clockwise order. So they are mentioning clockwise order. Okay, Anshul. 1 to 8 is what I numbered them. Fine. So can I start, Anshul, now? You want to share some more answer? Ritika, Anshul. Can I go ahead? Okay. Anshul is saying answer. Okay, Anshul has given all 3. Anyone else? So here I go. So the question says that you're putting them number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in clockwise direction. And assume that you are at 1. You are here. This is your question. You can move only in one of the 3 directions. One slot clockwise, one slot anti-clockwise, or diagonally across. So a person can go from 1 to 2, or he can go from 1 to 8 in anti-clockwise, or he directly jump to 5th one. Or maybe he is going to 1 to 8 and then he is going diagonally. So at one time you are going to take only one step, either clockwise, anti-clockwise, one movement. You cannot move directly 2 points. Or you are going diagonally opposite point. Fine. Use fine diagonally across. If you move a step clockwise, you add the number of the slot. You move to your current score of a new score. For a new score. Means I'm at 1. If I move to clockwise direction 2, I'll say my score is 1 plus 2 is 3. If I move to 3, then after 2 steps movement, my score will be 6. If I move one more step further, I'll say my score will come out to be 10. Is it fine? So whatever is your current score, you are going to add the position where you are going to move on. If you are going in clockwise direction. If you move a step anti-clockwise direction, you add the number in that slot, but separate 2 from the total to get a new score. So I'll say it is 1 plus 8 minus 2. That is 7. 7. Say I'm going 1 to 8. So I'll say 1 plus 8 is 9 minus 2 is 7. If you go it further, I'll say 7 plus 7 minus 2 is coming out to be what? 12. If you go on diagonal further to 6, I'll say 12 plus 6 is 18 minus 2 is 16. Answer will come out to be 16 in that case. Fine if you're moving 3 steps there. If you move diagonally across, you add that number, but separate 3 from this. For example, I'm at 1. Listen, I'm at 1. I'll go to 8. I'll say 1 plus 8 minus 2. This is for anti-clockwise direction. I'll say 5 is the answer. Sorry, 7 is the answer. Now I'm going on diagonally opposite point. So what I'll do is I'll say 7 plus 4, but I'll separate 3 from there. So that comes out to be 8 here. I believe it is clear to all of you. Please ask. Start now. What is the maximum score after third move can be what? Okay. Now I want to maximize the score. How can you maximize the score? If you go to 2, you will be just getting 3. But if you go anti-clockwise direction, you will be increasing a lot. I'll say 1 plus 8 minus 2 is 7. Can I say 7 plus 7 minus 2 is what? 12. Then what do you do is, can I say from 12, I'll move again clockwise. Direction is why should I separate it? So 12 plus 8 is 20. The score comes out to be 20 here. Is it fine? You move first anti-clockwise direction, then move again anti-clockwise direction, but then move to the clockwise direction. So your answer is coming out to be what? Your answer is coming out to be 20 is the highest score that we can get because I want to add the largest possible value there. Don't think of going diagonally opposite because 3 points directly got separated from there. So that is the reason some people feel that why did you go anti-clockwise when you are, why did you go clockwise when you were moving anti-clockwise direction? You can move in any of the direction. You can move clockwise, then move to the anti-clockwise, or you feel you want to go to diagonally opposite side, then you want to go clockwise or anti-clockwise. I'm sure you understand it. So the highest score that anyone can have will be 20. Fine. Let's come to the next one. So I think the answer is 20 here. Assuming a clockwise move as a first move, then the score you can get to the first 3 moves is what? So let's write it here only. First move, you move clockwise. I'll say it is 1 plus 2 is 3. I go to 3 more. I'll say it is 6. Plus first 3 moves. 6 plus 4 is 10. I can get 10. But it is asking that you cannot get. So 10 I can get. I'll say no, 10 will not be the answer. Can I say it is 1 plus 2 is 3. Plus 3 is 6. I go in the backward direction. So I'll say this is coming out to be 6. Fine. Or what I can say here is, I'm going 1 plus 2 is 3. 3, I go diagonally opposite side. It is 6, 2, 8, 9 minus 3 is 6. Fine. Then it moves to the anti-clockwise direction. So I'll say plus 5 minus 2. That comes out to be 9. So even 9 can also come there. I'll cancel this. Even 9 can also come there. I believe it is clear to you. So I'll say, okay, 9 can also come there. So 9 is not the possibility. Now there are only two possibilities, 7 and 13. Let's try to find out how can you minimize a number. I'll say 1 is there. Of course, I will be moving first 1 point to this. I'm getting 3. Now, if I'm going anti-clockwise direction, don't you think that I will be adding 1, but I'll separate 2 means it becomes 2. Now 2 steps are already there, but I want to take it 7 means I want to increase it by 5. How can I increase it by 5? If I take it anti-clockwise direction, 6 will be added. If I take it diagonally opposite point, 1 plus 5 is 6. If you add 5 to this, then 3 will be subtracted. So I'll say no, 5 is never possible to come. So I'll say 7 is the correct answer coming here. I'm not able to get 7. Okay, let's talk about 13. Is it possible to get a 13? I'll say 1 plus 2 is 3. I go back, I subtract it. What do I get? I get 2. But then I add 8 to it. 2 plus 8 is what? 10. Minus 2 is 8. I'll say no, 13 is also not satisfying so far. So I'll try to move from the beginning, because it is said that first move you move clockwise. So I'll say it is 1 plus 2 is 3. 3, then I go diagonally opposite point because I want to increase it. I'll say 3 plus 6 minus 3 will be coming out to be what? 6 point there. Then I move clockwise direction. 6 plus 7 is coming out to be what? 13. So I get 13. So you can also rule out no, 13 is not possible. Is it fine? It is given that first step you're going to move in clockwise direction. I got my score of 3. If I go diagonally opposite point, it will increase by 4. 3 plus 4 is 7. If I 3 plus 4 is 7. Just a second. Sorry. 3 plus 3 is coming out to be 6 here. So 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 6 is 9. Minus 3 is 6. And then you move in clockwise direction. 6 plus 7 is 13. Answer comes out to be 13. 13 is not a possibility because it is asking which of the following cannot be option. I believe it is clear. Please ask if there is a question here. Fine. Let's come to the next one. If you make 3 moves, you can get a score of what? I have already seen I got a score of 10. I got a score of 9. Here only we did it. We were doing 3 steps. It was given the first you are moving clockwise. So when it is no constraint is there, I am in earlier when there was a constraint, I was able to get 10 and 9. So one thing is there, when there are no constraint, of course, I'm able to get 10 and 9. So that means none of the above will be correct answer. Sorry, any of the above will be correct answer because 8 will be also satisfying in some cases. I believe it is clear to you. Please ask if there is a question.